Hello, folks. Slightly Slanted Sleuth joining you from my basement in Oakdale, Minnesota, where it's a balmy 18 below zero Fahrenheit. Hello, folks. Hi, Jules. So I want to read from The Royal Path. I've sent an invite to a couple different guests to see if they're going to join. We'll see if they do. This is the Royal Path from the Bhagavad-Gita. Because of your faith, I shall tell you the most profound of secrets, obtaining both Jnana and Vijnana, which I think is Jnana and Vijnana. You will be free from all evil. This royal knowledge, this royal secret is the greatest purifier, righteous and imperishable. It is a joy to practice and can be directly experienced. But those who have no faith in the supreme law of life do not find me, Arjuna. They return to the world, passing from death to death. I pervade the entire universe in my unmanifested form. All creatures find their existence in me, but I am not limited by them. Behold my divine mystery. These creatures do not really dwell in me, and though I bring them forth and support them, I am not confined within them. They move in me as the winds move in every direction of space. What's up, Need to Know? Alexander, the Ganja Shaman, Robert Francis. Howdy, y'all. At the end of the aeon, these creatures return to unmanifested matter. At the beginning of the next cycle, I send them forth again, controlling my Prakriti again. Prakriti is energy. And in an energy state, natural nature, shit happens. None of these actions bind me, Arjuna. I am unattached to them, and they do not disturb my nature. Under my watchful eye, the laws of nature take their course. Thus is the world set in motion. Thus the animate and the inanimate are created. The immature do not look beyond physical appearances to see my true nature as the Lord of all creation. The knowledge of such deluded people is empty. Their lives are fraught with disaster and evil, and their work and hopes are all in vain. But truly great souls seek my divine nature. They worship me with a one-pointed mind. Having realized that I am the eternal source of all, constantly striving, they make firm their resolve and worship me without wavering. Full of devotion, they sing of my divine glory. Others follow the path of jnana, spiritual wisdom. They see that where there is one, that one is me. Where there are many, all are me. They see my face every day and everywhere. That's like the magnet, right? I am the ritual and the sacrifice. I am true medicine and the mantram. The mantram. I am the offering and the fire which consumes it, and the one to whom it is offered. I am the father and mother of the universe, and this grandfather too, and its grandfather too, sorry. I am its entire support. I am the sum of all knowledge, the purifier, the syllable, Om. I am the sacred scriptures, the Rig, Yajur, Samavedas. I am the goal of life, the Lord of all support, of all, the inner witness, the abode of all. I am the only refuge, the one true friend. I am the beginning, the staying, and the end of creation. I am the womb and the eternal seed. I am heat. I give and withhold the rain. I am immortality and I am death. I am what is and what is not. Those who follow the rituals given in the Vedas, who offer sacrifices and take soma, free themselves from evil and attain the vast heaven of the gods, where they enjoy celestial pleasures. When they have enjoyed these fully, their merit is exhausted and they return to the land of death. thus observing Vedic rituals, but caught in an endless chain of desires. They come and go. Those who worship me and meditate on me constantly without any other thought, I will provide for all their needs. Those who worship other gods in faith and devotion also worship me, Arjuna, even if they do not observe the usual forms. I am the object of all worship, its enjoyer and Lord. But those who fail to realize my true nature must be reborn. Those who worship the devas will go to the realm of the devas. Those who worship their ancestors will be united with them after death. Those who worship phantoms will become phantoms, but my devotees will come to me. Whatever I am offered in devotion with a pure heart, a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I accept with joy. Whatever you do, make it an offering to me. The food you eat, the sacrifices you make, the help you give, even your suffering. In this way, you will be freed from the bondage of karma and from its results, both pleasant and painful. Then, firm in renunciation and yoga, with your heart free, you will come to me. I look upon all creatures equally. None are less dear to me and none more dear. But those who worship me with love live in me, and I come to life in them. Even sinners become holy when they take refuge in me alone. Quickly their souls confirm to Dharma, and they attain to boundless peace. Never forget this, Arjuna. No one who is devoted to me will ever come to harm. All those who take refuge in me, whatever their birth, race, sex, or caste, will attain the supreme goal. This realization can be attained even by those whom society scorns. Kings and sages too seek this goal with devotion. Therefore, having been born in this transient and forlorn world, give all your love to me. Fill your mind with me. Love me, serve me, worship me always, seeking me in your heart. You will at last be united with me. Thus was the royal path in the Bhagavad-Gita. So, what does everybody think about that? All are the one, yes. What's up? Yes, 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 yes. So, yeah. Sorry about my my primitive reading skills. We have Jack in the house, Jack in the box. Perfect timing, bro. How you doing? Hello, hello, hello. 333, what up, Sophia Road Rise? My sweetheart, how are you? It's 2:33 here, but I see your point.
Hey, Steve.
What up, Jack in the box? What's up, brother?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man.
Sorry, man. I was texting you and I was watching the ball game and I put my phone down and then totally forgot that I'd text you. And like half hour went by and I saw your message. I was like, oh, crap. So I rushed out here. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. We're live right now. I've been live. I've been reading the Bhagavad-Gita, the Royal Path. And something drew me to that after I thought, because I was watching a podcast on Unbelievable about suffering and its reasons for suffering in the world and what suffering adds to the whole mix of what we are and what we, and it all comes down to in my mind to, we're never praying or we're never seeking outside of ourselves or inside of ourselves for that matter, for anything when we're successful, happy, content, or what have you. So what do you have to say to that, buddy?
Well, I've never been successful in a temporal sense that I can think of.
So, right.
I've never been balling, so I wouldn't know, to be honest. But that's the thing, I can't really be bothered to try and make loads of money. I mean, it would be nice, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I think exploring the deep psyche is a more interesting way to go through life. Well, you see, you can't take it with you, can you? You can't take any of it with you unless you, I don't know. There was that one Hollywood film. I can't remember what film it was, but it was like this couple, and they had this occult ritual where they could like get a couple of young people and do a ritual where they do a swap. So they just put their consciousness in their bodies and vice versa. And I can't remember. It was like a horror film. I can't remember what it was called, but
there's several films out there like that.
point.
Yeah.
And I did see, I read an article about, this was years ago. I found this on the internet this was years ago. It was like a page about David Rockefeller's funeral. And like, it was obviously by some kind of Masonic commentator. And he was basically saying it's a celebration of like great wealth he'll inherit in his next life and that kind of thing. And I think maybe there is some family karma there as well. It wouldn't surprise me if like a soul obtained a position of authority in its universal voyage and like messed it up really badly and had, I don't know. I'm only theorizing here. I don't know if it's possible or not, but I'm just exploring, I guess. But yeah. Is Yvonne coming on?
I invited her. We'll see if she shows or not. But you know, as usual, it's you know, impromptu with me. I never plan anything for some reason. And when I do, I can't get the links all situated and whatnot. What's up, Paul from Newcastle? What's up, Robert V? I want to thank you for the chewing monster that you gave me. My dog, Luna. You know, it's restart to install newest updates to feature update. Restart.
No. The stream will go down.
Right. Yeah, but hey, what's up, Robert Francis? Jules, everybody. Yeah, Yvonne may come on. I don't know, but I haven't talked to her. I didn't converse with her. I just, you know, like I said, impromptu, instant. I don't get the question. This is suffering always. Nothing in this realm can escape it, since the existence itself is suffering, duality. Well, whether you get it or not, we are here to receive. That's what we are. I mean, we are receivers of everything. I mean, we want to be joyful. We want to be happy. You know, that's our truest I don't know, purpose, I guess. My puppies has chewed everything in my house. Yeah, I bet you they have. But you know, our existence being as it is a suffrage. I get it. And
yeah, there certainly is a lot. Yeah, it is a lot of suffering, isn't it?
Yeah.
But what was I going to say, man? It's like, did you hear about the Rogan thing this week? Joe Rogan.
No, I did not.
Yeah. Oh, he had another. Remember the Ike interview that he did with Brian Rose on London Real? Like
Yes.
at the very beginning of all this shit. Excuse my language. Of this, and me and you were like, David Icke's crazy. I don't know. You can go away.
Well, he brings you down the tunnel of
yeah, he does. He's not executing the law of mentalism to his advantage, but anyway, whatever. So be it.
Joe Rogan. Yeah.
No, so Joe Rogan, he interviewed like some dude, some doctor. What was his name? Maloney. And it was another one of those watershed kind of interviews. Do you know what I mean? And what I've gathered from, because he was talking about, and this brings on to like segues on to like suffering as well. Because I guess a symptom of suffering is like insanity as well, as a pathology that is given rise to by suffering. And he's talking about this like collective psychosis thing that's going on at the moment. And people are dropping out of it individually, one by one, at a time. You know, people are like, hold on, I've had enough, like, you know, like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. But the point is this, because we've spoken on this earlier, and the people that have been more inoculated, shall I say, from the whole zeitgeist of the COVID and everything, I've noticed, like, whether they're Christian or pagan, it doesn't matter. These people have a belief and a knowing even more that they are primarily a spirit, and a human is a derivative of their spirit or their soul, whatever it is. And I've seen through this zeitgeist now beautiful reconciliation with like the whole Christian versus mono versus polytheism thing, you know. And it does in a roundabout way actually prove the existence of God, because if everyone who's like, you know, seeing through the veil on this thing is believing in either God or the gods, then they just seem to be like, far more savvy, it seems to me. And they're like, oh yeah, this is, have you experienced that? Do you understand what I'm trying to articulate, Steve?
Yeah, I think I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say that people that are more at ease with what's going on in the world, when they see through the veil of the nonsense that is our collective fear, I think. I think, I'm not going to point fingers. I'm not going to say that they or them or anybody else is responsible for my suffering or the world's complete suffering. I think we're all involved in the zeitgeist. I think that we inadvertently propagate it, control it, add to it, take from it what we will. And I think that's the point source perspective angle that, I'm trying to get out to people, that, the point source perspective is what our individual modus operandi or MO is in the whole. We're gonna see things, how we're gonna see things, period. And I think that what you just said is direct constitution to that, meaning that, if you see through things in a different light, or you accept things for what they are, I don't want to get biblical. I don't want to get over the top savvy in a lingo of God versus devil type talk, but
you're not going to get
God created you, huh?
You're not going to get Yaldabaoth on us.
No, but God created all of it to form the good, regardless if we like it, regardless if it's the top of the mountain or the bottom of the valley. We're here to experience, and that's what truly brings us around to our true self, is the experience of it. That's how I see it.
I get it, man, definitely. But I think what you were saying about point source, I mean, personally in my own life, since like last, I suffered a lot, like more in my whole life in the last however many months, and maybe that's why I'm a bit more tuned in to the whole collective thing. I don't know, but it seems like, I feel like I've personally undergone a psychic attack, and it's almost just like I want to say it's like the collective has as well, but I don't know now. Am I projecting onto the collective? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that also might feel that way as well. It's like Earth is like a legion of demons has invaded the Earth, and it's like the orcs have risen from fucking Mordor, and us free peoples of Middle Earth need to get rid of them again. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just dramatizing it, and I'm the one being more the path and biblical.
We are all
so
tell me about it.
In essence,
we are. You know,
That's
I
kind
mean, not from the Gnostic perspective in my mind, but I mean, we are all the creator in which we recreate the creation we were created by. So yeah, all is in all is in all is in all. It is, was, will be. Yes. Yes, Robert. Robert says topic, maybe learning of the benefits of fasting for body and spirit. Incredible for me. I must share, the healing is unbelievable. And I concur. I agree with that. Totally, totally agree with that. The one time I successfully did it for 3.5 days, almost 4 days, it was an eye-opening experience, and no pun intended. It made my thinking clearer. And I think that's due to denying yourself the very thing you want the most. You know, when you're hungry as shit, when you're starving and it's right there, and you can deny yourself of it, it's turning your desire into will. If you follow me, you understand what I mean there, Jack? What do you think about that?
Well, I've never actually really fasted, so I can't really tell you with respect to fasting. But speaking of that, dude, I need to go on a raw like fruit cleanse. I've got my sister bought a juicer. It's not a very good one, but I want to get a more expensive one because you spend less on produce and like do a fast, or not a fast, but like just a fruit and veg juice diet for like a month, maybe longer, because it will really it will heal my skin. Basically, you can heal pretty much any health ailment by doing that. You really can, because by eating all the different fruit and vegetable, you'll like I don't know, it's weird. It like cleanses out like your entire like intestinal digestive system as well. So it's a good thing to do. I guess though, there is an argument, maybe like this is what ended the golden age, was that the advent of fire basically like can't hurt, like human beings at some point, they say they were always like omnivores, humans, but it's like if you give a herbivore meat, if you feed a herbivore meat, it goes insane. It gets like a brain disease, like with mad cow disease and all that stuff. And you remember all that stuff with mad cow disease back in the day?
Oh yeah.
And it's crazy. And if humans are maybe like, if humans were originally herbivores, I mean, we don't actually know if we originally were or weren't. It's hard, maybe. I mean, I don't know, but maybe that's why we're all crazy on this world, because like we kill animals and we cook it.
Well, there is something to be said about now.
And it's like, but I'm talking about the departure from what would have been like a golden age, transitioning into like Kali Yuga kind of thing.
You're talking like going from hunter and gatherers to sedentary lifestyle.
Yeah, but like grand, like a long time, like maybe the last 100,000 years of human evolution, maybe longer than that. I don't know, how long have we even been here? Like a lot of other questions arise from that. Because I was speaking to a friend who was telling me about this, but he was quoting the Bible, and he was seeing his like, he was quite intense about it and being like, oh yeah, look, it's in the Bible and stuff. Like he's talking about like the Hittites or something and the Canaanites connected with diet. It's pretty mad. But I was like, but I was trying to get him to just tell me like what he does, but yeah, what did I tell him? He was going on about Canaanites. So I said, do you know what the word Canaanite means? And he said, no. And I looked it up and I can't remember what it means.
Well, now you got to look it up.
I know, now I've got to look it up.
I was actually going to start a fast today, but I got chimichangas and they were too appealing to me. So I had to have a couple. But there is something to be said about denying yourself the very thing you want the most and need the most. And maybe that's what's going on in our world. You know, we've denied ourselves our true self so long that our true self is going to show its face through suffrage, you know, through whatever it takes to get more and more people to look within. You know, because with the zeitgeist and what's going on, the whole Rona, all of it, everybody has an opinion. Nobody knows anything, but everybody wants to be an expert on everything. So, you know,
that expert, that whole, that really annoys me. The whole, expert, are you an expert? It's
right,
like,
exactly.
no one, the whole world doesn't have a fucking clue about anything, but this is what I think we've spoken about this before, like more in the kind of classical Renaissance ages. You'd study like music, composition, mathematics, like alchemy, like astrology, all this kind of stuff. You know, like you think, you know, what Newton was studying and the British establishment was studying at like that kind of time, like the knowledge they were engaged in. And it's completely, there's been a separation, hasn't there, from like spirit and knowledge, basically, in the Western world. Do you know what I mean? In academic circles. But yeah. All right, Canaanite, land of purple.
Yeah, we all know what purple is.
Land of purple. What do you think of purple?
Purple is royalty.
Well, yeah, exactly. It talks about the purple road in you know, the Song of the Pearl in the Nag Hammadi codices. I swear we've been through that one before. It's a short story. It's a good one.
Hi, Cayman 830, Paul from Newcastle, and Allie Berry. What's up, sweetheart? The Greek philosophers competed who had the greatest minds. Well, in our dualistic world, I think that's what happens in most circles. But is that a perception we have of them in the past, or is it really the case?
What, like a knockout symposium?
Yeah, who knows?
Instead of gladiators, it's a bunch of dudes in Rome trying to like find fallacy, logical, and like fallacies of wisdom in people's. You could do that. Would be, imagine that, like instead of like a rap battle, have like a philosophy battle, have a crowd
or a dance off. Have a philosophy off.
A philosophy off. Yeah.
Right. That would be actually pretty good to see, because imagine what could come of it.
Imagine like getting some woke left-wing person on there as well, going, "Oh, everything's racist." You know.
Hey, if you don't mind me asking, what's up with that the brown circle on your hand? What's going on with that?
That's psoriasis.
Oh, you got psoriasis?
Yeah, I got it all over my body, dude. I've had it for years. Well, since I come back from California, I get no vitamin D in England. No, like.
Why aren't you taking vitamin D then?
Oh man, the soul does seek the sun in a weird way, I feel like. But anyway, yeah.
So the Sky Rizzy commercials are, you know what I'm talking about? You know, nothing is everything. You ever seen those commercials when you were here?
No, I didn't have a TV, man, in America.
Oh, those are the Sky Rizzy commercials about Sky Rizzy, which is a psoriasis medication. Show more of yourself.
Yeah, I never. Yeah, I remember that.
And I found it quite weird that in their slogan, "Nothing is everything."
Medical.
I thought it was quite poignant.
Medical adverts in America are crazy, man. Medical, it's like this pill, blah 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 blah.
Right. Every other commercial is about a pharmaceutical pill or whatever they're trying to, you know, and some of it's good, some of it may not be good. I don't know, but You know, which leads us to the zeitgeist and the suffering of our world. And you know, I'm posing this question to everybody, do you ever look for any meaning in life when you're happy, content, or successful? Do we?
Well, this is what I said. Well, I haven't got a point of reference. Well, depends. Actually, it depends on your own subjective view of success. Success is kind of in the eye of the beholder. But then again, you can argue there is a divine success as well, isn't there? That is kind of like goes beyond all of the. It says this at the end of the Bible, you know, knowledge and wisdom is more valuable than diamonds, gold, rubies, pearls, etc. So
Right.
Yeah, to me, like, you know, learning new wisdom and understanding would be a measurement of success. But that's my opinion. Someone else could be like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's about how much money and assets you got, you idiot. And they start calling me a hippie as well. Maybe they're justified. Right. Yeah, you don't know. I don't know, man.
So what you're saying in essence is our own thinking can be our suffering as well.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. Of course. That's
self-induced psychosis.
I think all psychosis is self-induced, though, really, isn't it? Well, maybe
not necessarily all.
Maybe a legion of demons invade or something like that. It's hard to like try and pin it on the existential world, though, isn't it? It's like there's nowhere to actually pin it. Do you know what I mean? It's a moving target.
Sort of like COVID and its goalposts.
Oh man, you can't play these games, and you can't play a game with someone who will shift the goalposts and move the sands. The only way to win the game is to not play.
Yeah, if you
it's like you know, that's, I don't know.
Robert Francis says that is when I live what I learned to cherish love. Yeah, but he's old as shit though, he says. I'm old as shit too. Pick me. Well, I'm only 48, but Need to Know says he did 2 weeks one time and it was euphoric to say the least. Deny the body allows the creator energy, it seems. Yeah, I would agree. But in my opinion or understanding is that the creator is separate from God, but is one in the same. If anybody can wrap their mind around that, I think, you know, because I don't know, we are creators. I don't even know how to articulate it right now at this point, but yeah, I would agree with that. And at the end of it, there is a black hole within us all. It can consume us from within. Yes.
It's like when people are in a fallen state, it's like a black hole moving between their lower chakras, isn't there? You know, and I mean, I don't know. Like, if you think like people could have a black hole in their stomach that's like insatiable, but it's not.
Well, we are the bottomless pit. Right? We are the creatures of vanity, of wrath. You know, in this house of vanity, we house the infinite.
What if that's the twist? It's like a horror movie, and then you find out everyone's a demon.
Well, everyone is in essence, because we can all be demons.
What's that? What's that film with Sam Neill at the end?
I don't know.
Event Horizon. Have you seen that movie at the end?
No, I haven't.
Spoiler alert. It's a big spoiler. People in the chat who have seen it will know what I'm talking about. Well, basically, this guy revealed they have a spaceship and they want to go for it. It goes through a black hole and comes back out, but it goes through a portal to hell and comes back. And the guy becomes the devil and he wants to take the ship back to hell. And he's like, blah, blah. It's quite a good movie, but at the end, he's like, "You're all coming with me," and it's like a demon taking all their souls into. They portray hell as this land of abhorrent suffering, or abode of terrible suffering. But you see, here's another thing I learned about the zeitgeist: hell can't be a land of terrible, eternal, non-stop suffering. Because if you look at like a lot of the propaganda of recently, constantly bombarding people with fear and terror, after a while, they're more desensitized to it. They're not so frightened or terrorized anymore, you know?
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean? So, and then there's the polarity element. But yeah, no, the universe is definitely the abode of evil. Definitely.
Well, the tree of good and evil.
That's an unequivocal statement that the universe is the abode of evil.
Mm-hmm. Tree of good and evil.
We talked about this, man. That's what I liked about that Joe Rogan thing is if you start looking at it in terms of like psychosis from the top down, it makes a lot of sense. That does, because it is like there has been a collective loss of touch from reality. I think generally in a lot of terms, but particularly like of late. Do you know what I mean? But did it have its tentacles in before COVID anyway? Do you know what I mean? In other.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. For the last 10 years,
you know?
yeah, it's grown exponentially, and
Yeah.
I think that's due to the fact that the system is aging, and that's what happens with all systems: is entropy occurs, and
That's it. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, the central banking system was brilliant when there was 3-4 billion people, but now there's a lot more. It's a bit, the system's overloaded. So rather than change the system to accommodate everyone, blame everyone for changing the weather and blame us for just trying to survive in hell. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, that's, I think, human nature too, is to try to find the usual suspect or somebody to point the finger at, or the fall guy, or the patsy,
Well,
and that's why in past zeitgeists or past incidences in our media world, or in our society, like JFK's murder, Lee Harvey Oswald. They found a patsy, boom, there's the answer, get by the public. But then there's this fringe underlying zone of people or thinking that something ain't quite right here, and finally things are coming out about that, and how many years later, but this is how things work in our life. We experience evil. How do we deal with the evil? Do we propagate the evil? Do we ignore the evil? Or do we fight the evil? Or do we just know that the evil is there to inculcate in us something more pleasing? Because we're always going to want more, like we were just talking about. We're the bottomless pit. We are the black hole within the singularity that is the thing, whatever. But anyway,
at the same time, we always need more. It's like running a car, isn't it? It needs a fuel source. Like life does have to burn a fuel source. And really, life on Earth, it's all derived from solar energy. The sun gets its energy from the galaxy somehow. The galaxy gets its energy from, I don't fucking know where, somewhere. I don't think physicists could tell you. Hey, if you said to a physicist, where does the galaxy get its energy from? Is there an answer to that in physics? I don't know.
Well,
And
there
you
is
go, oh yeah,
no
we've calculated it's here, here, and here, and it's weird. Is
the
reality
right hand
being,
rule is what Ken Wheeler has taught me what a galaxy is.
because well, if you think of the expansion of the Yaldabaoth trying to copy the abyss, right? You know what I'm talking about here. The cosmic expansion, an attempt to replicate the infinite pulse of the Holy Spirit, Sophia's fall, the existential crisis of singular self-awareness, and I'll better create an infinite amount of people then. Where
The
am I
Free
going
Press
with this?
666 says this is not heaven for sure.
No, absolutely not.
Well,
But that's the point,
you got to
isn't
go
it?
through. You got to go through heaven or through hell to get to heaven.
But this is, yeah. Then
And you
you've
got
got
to
the
do it while
whole,
you're incarnate in hell, you know?
yeah, you got to get to heaven on earth. Earth
Yeah.
is the portal to heaven.
Yes.
Hell is the portal to heaven. Weird that, hey?
Right. I mean,
Yeah, what do you think about
the
it? If you
devil
think
went
of,
down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a
yeah,
bind. He was way behind. He was willing to make a deal.
you
Right.
know, in like Hinduism, there's lots of different levels of hell. Have you ever studied like the underworld, afterlife in Hinduism?
The Tibetan Book of the Dead.
Well, there's the Bardo, the Tibetan Book of the Dead, the seven. There's really seven. The Bardo doesn't talk about hell, though, does it? It talks about the mental plane,
Mm-hmm.
or the tribulations of you could say a discombobulated spirit through the mental plane, i.e., one that is in a fallen state. Weird, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's the dichotomy we live in, right? I mean, to achieve the tree of life, or to add to the recreate the tree of life, we must rise to the top of the tree of good and evil and realize that the fruits of our own labor are what really count. And you know, we sow the seeds of the seeds of good or evil. And you know, I think that heaven is within you. It's achievable within you. It's
But
nothing outside of us,
yeah, no,
although
of course, of
it is
course.
everything outside of us, but we recreate that.
It's a weird. Well, yeah, yeah, because yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I mean, I really do wonder if there is like some futuristic age where it is actually heaven on earth, where it's very easy for people to like cultivate themselves. I don't know. Maybe that's what maybe this will be the fall of the New World Order. They make everyone vegan and human. But I don't know. I'm just speculating. It's probably not true, but I don't know.
Abyss.
I got to get out of that kind of that new age kind of Christian like collective end times ascension way of thinking, because it's not really a collective thing, is it? It happens individually.
Yes.
But
As much as we'd like, to take our friends, family, everybody with us when we ascend, or if there was such a thing, there is, each of us is on a separate trajectory in the same direction towards the same thing, regardless of if you're going backwards, forwards, you know, sideways, whatever. We're all going to arrive at that same point eventually, and we are all on different levels of that. And I think that's what suffering is for,
yeah,
is to open our eyes to the good, to realize that, through the shit and shambles of the life and death is something much more, which is everlasting life, which is the Son of God, which is Jesus, which is, it's within you or me,
well, that's the thing. You got to start focusing of and becoming aware of that. It's like an infinite garden, isn't it? If you think about it, Not because I know the Garden of Eden is Adam and Eve is kind of the ascension and the genesis, really, the Garden of Eden. But what I'm trying to get at is it's like to like you got to like kind of focus on heaven. I try and think of it as like an infinite garden, but there's a dude in heaven. There's like a dude there, which is God. And I really, for some reason, I just see it easier to project the imagery and symbolism of Krishna onto that being. I don't know why I do that, but I just do naturally do that. I think it's because the Bhagavad-Gita is so easy to read and digest. Maybe that's
It's
why.
one of the simplest things I've ever read.
Yeah, it speaks to you so directly. Maybe that's why I do it. I don't know.
Mhm.
But yeah, weird, huh?
Yvonne Gordon chimes in with, why does a belief in the light save you when you enter the void? Your faith is the part of the light that is revealed as itself. Interesting. We are in the short period when devil is loosened for a short while, waiting for Gog and Magog, then judgment. I think that's still looking at it as an outside.
Let's look it up. We've looked this up before. Gog and Magog, the Hebrew meanings of the word.
Yeah, we talked to Yvonne about it too.
Oh man, it was Gog Magog, meaning in etymology, rooftop, place of the roof. So what you think of the place of the roof? What would the roof be? I guess that's like the whole Bethlehem house of bread, like the high point of your consciousness, like the Horus, the top of the hour, as like the sun, as a commemoration of ascension. That's what I'm guessing anyway. The war between Gog and Magog is like just the war within, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So what is Magog?
The name's Gog and Magog. It says Gog is rooftop and Magog, the place of the roof. It's almost like it's just
the house of bread. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Now I follow what you're saying.
Yeah, do you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And it's roof, so rising, yes.
Yeah, so it's a reference to a high point, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So
or a reference to a place in which something rises, yes. That's why the mountain of God, all of that it's always reference to something that is climbed or something that is attainable through utmost perseverance.
Yeah,
right?
well, the rising aspect is the transience of the cosmos, isn't it? And then the capstone of whatever that high point may be symbolizes
mountain, ego.
Things. Yeah, mountain, palm tree.
Yvonne chimes in with Gog, pyramid. Mountain, ego. Magog is the mountain, ego.
Well, if it's like in Revelation, moving mountains, it's like moving the ego out the way. Then, if you think about it like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very, very poignant. Very
is the ego really the cause of our suffering? Is it like the Aldabaoth within us all?
Well, ego is the devil. And that's why we must tell him to take the back seat, right?
It's a hard balance though, isn't it? Because you have to like live in the cosmos. You have to survive and have a roof over your head and like heat your home in the winter and or call it in the summer, wherever you live, and we have to have that constant fuel, don't we? Like I was saying earlier. But it is what it is.
Without the friction, there is no creation, and that's just what it's about.
But then again, what is the like wrong thing about consuming too much energy, so to speak, when everything is energy really anyway?
What do you mean? You're talking on the earthly plane as far as climate crisis and all that shit? Or what?
No, I'm not talking about all that. I'm talking more general. If you think like everything is energy converging from one form to another.
Mhm.
From the beginning of the universe to the end of time, right? Through one grand universal cycle of the well, I guess you could call it a omniverse after that, if you're talking about many grand cycles, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But my point is that, like, what is the big deal with like changing energy in one form to another? Why are we like so gaslit over it's such a terrible thing, when really it's just energy changing states? Nothing
Well, it's just
like
like
nothing,
burning gas in a generator to make electricity.
but like nothing like it's almost as if, like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, whoever designed this planet, if you subscribe to the, say you subscribe to, let's assume we're subscribing to the idea that some kind of intelligent being or beings collectively have created the solar system to harbor the Earth, so the Earth can have life. You know, it's like a tornado through a breaker's yard isn't going to build a car. Do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. So it's like the intelligent design thing. And if you think about the solar system, you know, the geometric relationship between the Earth, Sun, and Moon, it's like there's a hell of a lot of mathematical coincidences. And
Which, by the way, is all interned in the mathematics of the Great Pyramid.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but I forget what my point was. Even just, but yeah,
You said
I
it.
mean,
You were saying if some entity or entities created Earth for.
yeah, surely they would have left like, or I would have been like, oh yeah, make sure like this oil thing forms in the ground so they can burn it and like drive cars and shit and get around. Maybe that you know what I mean? And then
Well,
they
you
can,
mean
like,
giving them the gun and the bullet to shoot themselves? Is what you're saying?
no, they got, well, that's the thing. We got, it's free, it's free will, isn't it?
Yeah. Right. Right. High timeless truths. High little wing was 6. Was high little wing 6 was 9. How are you, sweetheart? Fiona. Men's is in the house. All the usual suspects. So yeah, I mean,
Well, here's another idea. What if all the oil under the earth is like bearing, like there's a bearing in the middle of the earth, and all that oil
oh
so
come
it
on,
can spin smoothly. So you take it out and it gets jammed, like,
starts throwing the
I
bearing.
know. Yeah,
That's why
I
it's
know.
overheating.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't. Yeah.
You know,
Franklin
the thing is that I,
masculinity.
you know, to get down to the brass tacks of what my message, you know, essentially I wanted to put out there today was, you know, life is a bitch, guys. Life is a son of a bitch. We can take life. We can hate life. We can hate those in our life. We can hate others for making our lives hateful. We can hate the haters that hate the hate. But why not throw that right on its ass and just project what you want out of this life, and that's love. And if we all do that without making decisions or judgments on anybody, whether or not we perceive them to be bad or good, you know, things could be a lot better. We could bring peace on earth in a way that, you know, maybe that's too
We only get peace on earth one day a year, and that's Christmas Day.
right. What day is that?
Only one day, like, we commemorate peace on earth. You know, that's really what Christmas Day is. It's because it's a commemoration of the nature of reality, isn't it?
Yeah.
And when the nature of reality is attained, peace is a product of that. So we only get, that's like, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm getting at here?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And, you know, things being as they are, and, you know, the whole zeitgeist, the corona, the this, the that, the political situations in our world, the lockdowns, the authoritative totalitarianism that we all perceive things to be. What if things are just that way for a reason? What if that reason is to steer us in a more spiritual sense than a physical sense? And what I mean by that is, the whole Rona thing came about in our time, in an epoch in our history where, in our human situation, where people were becoming more and more confused with money, materialism, technology, power, popularity.
Maybe it was just me and you confused with all that stuff. No, I know what you mean.
The like button on Facebook, which now have changed their name to Meta. So I mean,
what's the etymology of meta again? Isn't it beyond? Meta means, I think it is the etymology of meta, because you said Facebook changed their name to Meta.
Meta means information, I think.
No, it's like I'm an etymology online here, but I find it quite, after, behind, between. I said higher, beyond. So that's probably why they call it meta. But really, if you think of metaphysics, it's like beyond the realm of physics. Beyond the realm of physics. Do you know what I mean? Like higher, but not higher as in more deep knowledge. Well, I guess it is higher in a way, because you get more. You don't just get deeper, exclusive knowledge of the cosmic plane. You get deeper, exclusive knowledge of the interaction of all planes, or the three gunas.
Yep.
The triune. Weird, huh?
Free Press 666 says meta is the end. That's the Greek meaning.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to our transhumanist future, Steve. It's going to be great. I'm going to get Elon Musk.
We've already arrived.
My arm
we've already arrived, man, with self-driving cars. And
I'm going to rush to the store the day the new Apple ARM chip, microchip phone comes out. Can't wait.
Right. Or you blink your eyes, you can call your neighbor.
I saw that Black Mirror show was the spookiest predictive programming show there was. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't know.
But beyond the physical, beyond the mind.
A good way, really, if you're dissatisfied with your life, you can always treat your life as a blank canvas and paint a new painting. It's always an option to all of us, whether we believe it or not. It is, even if people are bound by like relationships, mortgages, kids, etc., jobs, they use that as an excuse to say they can't do it. But you can do it, really. It is possible. If anyone really wanted to do it, they'd do it, But it's, what do you paint? I mean, I don't know. So there's always that opportunity to start anew, isn't there? And this was my point, actually, because the ruling establishment, they love writing down their plans. Like maybe people, that's also a form of like occult magic, where you can write into existence what you want to happen. Like write your own life manifesto, like a list of 10 things you want to achieve in the year. And it's more likely to come to fruition if you write it down. It's weird. That's where the word authority really comes from, because you've got to be an authority over your own life. But then you think of Thoth, the divine scribe, as well. How does that relate to it? That's like the divine authority. Yeah, man.
Yeah, metamorphosis, Yvonne says. That's a pretty good one. I love that. Yeah, and that is the whole gist of the meanings of the Bible. And if you really get in, like Yvonne has pointed out to me, you get a strong concordance and a King James version of the Bible, and you decode every damn word in it. According to
like,
the King.
yeah, I like using.
I use etymology.com for words, but
I'll tell you the website I used. I'm going to put it in the chat.
I use etymologydictionary.com is what I use.
I use this website. I'll put it in the chat. I think it's called Abrim Productions or something. But you can look up like Hebrew lexicon and stuff like that. So yeah, this is the website. I'll put it in the chat. If people in the chat click on it, it's a really useful tool for like learning, like for actually reading scripture. Yeah, man, I swear, Steve, this COVID zeitgeist has proved the existence of God. It has. Think about it, man. Like, people who believe in God are like, nah, I'm not buying any of your crap. It's weird. But people, non-believers, are being like swept away, aren't they? By,
well, I think when you have God in your sight, or in your mind, or in your journey, that you're not going to be as fearful of what all of it brings. I think fear is our biggest enemy as far as evolving. It is our soul. I think fear keeps us down in so many ways that, that's just one of them.
yeah. Oh, this is it. Abram Publications. I'll put it in the chat. This is because whenever you look up like name meanings in Hebrew and stuff, yeah, this website's sick. Abram Publications. I really recommend it to a lot of people. It's helped me. It's been a useful tool.
Here's a good, yeah. Thanks for that, Jack. But another, like Yvonne was saying earlier, in reference to my statement of faith earlier, why are people saved by faith and not knowledge? Because faith is something you can hold on to.
Well,
faith.
I guess with faith, you're focused on something transcendent beyond the physical plane, aren't you? It's like you're focused on the heaven within you, really, and the God within you. And I mean, you can project it outside of you as well, but ultimately it's within you. And you know what I mean? It's like, what am I trying to say here?
Janus is the god of Bible 11, and is its number, and it had two sides and heads. That's why January is January, because it's the beginning and the end of the year. Right? Janus point. Bingo, Jack. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack be bingo on the stick.
What did I just bingo again? Sorry, I forgot.
You got bingoed on your explanation of faith.
Yeah, you're focused on, it's like what I was saying about there was a really good comment earlier in the chat by someone. I think Robert Francis was saying about heavens within you. It's like where you put, he's saying about like, it's like where you put your attention or something like that. But yeah, heaven on earth. Yeah, I'm glad we have these chats, man, because I'm surrounded by people all day going, oh no, I've got to go and get my third booster, blah 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 blah. But I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah, on that whole front, to each their own. It's that's
yeah, it's it's actually none of my business, to be honest.
Right. If you want to get jabbed, you get jabbed. If you don't want to get jabbed, don't get jabbed. That's up to you. And that's what we should all have the free choice to determine. Because obviously, jabbed or not, it's still gonna fucking run its course.
Well, you can't jab my faith out of me anyway. So
Ain't that the
give me
truth?
10 of those motherfuckers. None of them are going to work.
That's what Phil
It's-
said. He said, even if it is to kill me, I don't give a shit because I'm already live. Or whatever. He said something to that effect.
Yeah, but he's cheating. That's cheating.
That's cheating.
Yeah, he's in a position where he can say that.
Yeah, right.
Suicide dose. One, please. You know what I mean? I mean, talking from the perspective of experiencing the first death, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, where the Bible doesn't mention the first death once, does it?
Well, I
kind of
think it
find
does, but in a roundabout way.
No, it doesn't directly say blah blah, the first death, blah blah
Right.
blah.
In
The
a
second
roundabout way, it
death,
does.
The lake of fire, 10,000. Yeah, it does in a round. Well, it says it in a roundabout way over and over and over and over again. But what was my point? I don't know. Yeah, like if you've gone through the first death, and the government's trying to mandate a shot that's could kill you. I think it's like I don't know. We can't really talk about this. I'm self-censoring here, and because it's your channel, I'm going to do it. If it was
I don't
my
give a
own
shit what you
channel-
talk about. You can say whatever you want on my channel. I don't care.
Well, I was saying, like, I think it's turned out that like 1 in 2,000 of them were really bad. Oh shit! Here's another thing I learned as well. This doctor was saying, you know, like people's hearts have suffered, especially young kids, and ovaries in women, and like what's his name? Old Uncle Bill, Uncle Virus, Uncle Microsoft, Bill. I'm trying
I don't
to
really
talk
want to go
around
down
here.
this road, but
No, I'm talking. I'm using code words that people will understand to circumvent the Al Gore. All right, so you know, Uncle Bill, Microsoft guy, right? He was talking about trade secrets in the needle jibber jabber mafia, right? And he basically, though these trade secrets are the reason people have had heart troubles is because it would have been genetic material from like the hearts of maybe animals or aborted fetuses. If like women are getting ovary issues, it would have been because they're injected with genetic material from ovaries of animals or aborted fetuses. So there's a law of correspondence, like attracting like, you know, the Walter Russell, like attract like. That's the trade secrets that Uncle Microsoft Billy the kids was going on about.
This is my Luna, and this is my Stella down here. That's my Stella, and this is my Luna. Notice how she's got a half face, black and white. She's got yin and yang in her. She's a little demon dog. She chews on everything.
I don't know if can people in the chat just let me know if they knew what the fuck I was just talking about or not. Because usually you tell me when you don't know what I'm talking, when you have no idea what I'm on about. But yeah, I think it's all about using code words to like circumvent the Al Gore. The Al Gore on the drums, keeping the rhythm. You can create some cool code words though, you know.
Right. Yeah, but guys, I think this conversation has ran its course, and I think that we know that we are the purveyors of pretentiousness, or the purveyors of love and light in our worlds. And you know, the only thing I can hope for is that more and more people like you, like Yvonne, like Phil, like people that care for our true being catch on. And, the only thing we can do in this world is just, hold on for the ride and propagate love. And, love is our only hope.
Yeah,
Period.
Scooby-Doo definitely taught me to be skeptical of surreptitious goings-ons as a kid.
Roll, Reggie.
Scooby-Doo inculcated that me. Something
Steven,
fishy's going on here.
Let me call the dog. Sorry,
Yeah.
she was chewing on something, so I had to cut in there. Sorry about that.
All right, are we done here? Yeah.
Yeah,
what
bud.
time is it there?
It is
Time for you to go.
3:36, almost 3:33 on the knot. So
Oh man, I wish it was 3:30. Yeah, all right, dude. All right, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. I appreciate it.
yeah, I appreciate you, Jack. I appreciate everybody in chat, and thank you very much. And like I said, love is our only hope. Love will save the day. Love will find a way. Right? Love you guys.
Yeah. All right, man.
All right, brother. Till the next time we speak,
chat.
which will be impromptu and probably real soon. Much love, brother.
Take care. Bye, everyone.
Take it easy, guys.